Hey everybody, this is Jay Moore. I'm the founder of the group The Ordinary Christian, and I want to talk with you about an important concept, a mindset that will help us to develop new strengths and go greater distance and be more powerful in our missional living attempts, in our ability to share Jesus, in our abilities to disciple people. And it's a concept that we kind of get an example from a guy by the name of Dick Fosbury, who was a high jumper. And yes, so we're going to get this concept from a high jumper. Dick Fosbury, unlike other high jumpers at track and field, other uh, track and field guys, what they would do is they would try to face the bar and go over with their hand and feet leading first. Dick Fosbury decided if he's going to be able to go to greater heights and jump higher than everybody else, he's going to have to change his method. He couldn't keep doing what everybody else was doing. So instead of facing the bar and going over, straddling it with their hands and feet leading the way, he decided to go over the bar facing away from it. And instead of the hands and feet leading the way, he would jump up and his head would go over first, his back would follow, rear end would follow, and then his legs he would kick over. Nobody thought it would work, but he kept working it and perfecting it. And then in the Olympics, he went out there and he did it, and he broke not only a Olympic world record or Olympic record, but he also broke the world record. Why was Dick Fosbury able to do that? Because he was willing to leave the status quo of how it was always done. He was willing to look at new ways, new approaches that would help him go to greater distance, greater heights. In missional living, sometimes we get stuck in a rut of how we always share the gospel, how we always approach people. And depending on the target group, depending on who we're trying to reach, some approaches may work really well. Other times, they may not work well at all. We have to be willing to change up our gospel presentations to match the target group. If you keep sharing the gospel over and over and over again, seeing very little results, well, don't keep doing what you've always been doing. Change it up. I mean, one of the things that we learn in recovery is that, the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing but expecting different results. If your gospel presentation, if your way of approaching people is getting you nowhere, it's not helping, nobody's coming to faith in Christ, then maybe the problem is your approach. Maybe you need a new approach. Maybe you need a new gospel presentation on how to share it. Instead of using what I like to use a lot of times is the ABC method, maybe you need to use the bridge gospel presentation or the three-circle gospel presentation. There's a lot of different ways of sharing your faith. But those who become effective are willing and to go to new heights and accomplish greater things are willing to change it up from time to time to make it easier. Matter of fact, I would say the simpler the gospel presentation, the better the gospel presentation. Simple doesn't mean shallow. It tells everything that the gospel needs, but it's easy to present. Why? Because when you're training somebody to become a disciple maker, then you can share with them this simple gospel presentation that anybody can learn. So let's be like those Olympic high jumpers. Let's be like high jumpers who are willing to change their methods in order to get to greater heights. Let's be willing to change our methods in order to see more people come to faith in Jesus Christ. All right, this is Jay Moore. I'm the founder of The Ordinary Christian. If you haven't already done so, I encourage you to hit the link below and sign up for our free Ordinary Christian newsletter. We send it out. It's packed with different kinds of content on missional living, sometimes from me, sometimes from other people. But I just want to encourage you to sign up for it, and that way we can encourage you, equip you, and maybe even empower you to live that missional life that shines the light of Christ brightly. Take care. God bless you. We'll see you the next time on The Ordinary Christian.